Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we got some more no reserve list Legacy coming at you. Compliments of this brand new card, Belladonna Took. So she seems very innocuous. Look at her. She looks very sweet. I'm sure she's a very kind, affable young lady. But let's look at what power she holds within her. So this is a 1 white mana, 1 colorless, legendary halfling citizen from the new Hobbit set. Whenever a token you control enters, you gain 1 life. If this is the first time this ability is resolved this turn, not a big deal. If it's the second time, draw a card, a very big deal. And if it's the third time, put a +1/+1 counter on every creature you control. It's a 2/2 body for 2. It's not going to get pinged by Bowmaster. This seems extremely powerful in the right shell. So, of course, we're going to play mono white tokens. No reserve list cards. You can build this for like $600. And we have lots of cool token generator cards like Beckon Apparition, which exiles a card from the graveyard, very relevant in today's flow state economy, and creates a 1/1 flying creature. Very cool. We also, of course, have this Legion's Landing card, which puts a lifelink vampire onto the table and can also flip into a token generating land if you attack with enough creatures. And we've got Spectral Procession. This card just puts 3 spirit tokens directly into play. So this is a combo. Basically, you have Belladonna Took out, you cast Spectral Procession for 3 white mana, and you get to gain 3 life, and you also get to draw a card, and you get to make them all 2/2 flyers, and all your other creatures are bigger too. So it seems really good, and we can of course jam the amazing Ocelot Pride and Guided Souls combo into the deck. That generates a lot of tokens and triggers this, and Staff of the Storyteller, which lets us draw. So we've got actually a decent number of card draw cards in this mono white deck, including Halia, one of my favorite cards of all time. Like, I just love warping her in, and of course we've got Lotus Petal, so we can potentially warp her in, play a Lotus Petal, use it to cast like a guide or something like that, and suddenly we get a card off of Halia while she's warped in. It's very mana efficient. I am playing Lotus Petal. I want to move quickly. I'm not playing Plow in the main. I put it in the side because I'd rather play Solitude, because Solitude can come down as a threat late game, and Solitude also answers like a Tamio that's about to flip when we're tapped out and stuff, and we are going to be tapping out. Speaking of Tamio, I'm playing 3 Karakas. Screw it. And Bilbo? I mean, there are like so many legendary creatures running around. I want to bounce them back to the hand. We're going to play a full 5 rounds, so you get round 1. Round 1 up against an unknown opponent with a pretty good hand. Let's map this out. So Beckon Apparition, obviously we don't have fetches in the deck for budgetary reasons, but you could just play a bunch of fetches so you always have something to target with Beckon Apparition. You don't need to, but there's almost no downside. And then we can turn to Belladonna Took. We have a Wasteland, unfortunately, so we can't actually... Let's think about this. Yeah, I want to get Belladonna Took down turn 2. I don't really have a turn 1 play, but I could just exile whatever fetch they put in the yard, if they put it in the yard, and then I've got a creature on the table. I might want to just hold it. I think I'm just going to... I can also play the Witch Enchanter tap so I don't take damage, but I'm going to gain me so much life. That's another thing I didn't mention. This deck has just like a ton of life gain. So I'm not worried about my life. They mulled a 6. They mulled a 5. Oh no. That was a very fast mull. That makes me think they got no landers. I don't think that was like a strategic, like... I mean, like that was literally like... Maybe like 1 second before they decided to mull to 5 from 6. Okay, so I think they just got unlucky and got no landers. Okay, unfortunately, we can't Beckon Apparition. It is a cool instant, though. I'm excited to use it. All right, this is... So here's what I think we do. I'm going to shock this in. Ouch. You got to play Witch Enchanter in your white decks. The card is so flexible. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and warp this. And then I'm going to play the Ocelot Pride. And if Ocelot Pride resolves, I will also get a token in the end step, which will also give me a card off Halia. Pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and play it. And it could absolutely get dazed. It could get, like, there are lots of things that could happen to this, but if they're dazing, they're setting themselves back. Okay, so we get a card. We gain a life. Now we go to the end step, and I need to be very careful to stack these triggers right. So I want the warp to go on the stack the first, so she's around to see. Don't have a fatal push. Don't have a plow. They may realize what's up and realize that they need to kill the Pride before the end step trigger. Yeah, they're doing it. Okay, well, we're not going to get a free card. Like, there's no reason they would go fetch a plow if they were... Or waste... yeah, okay. All right, we did technically gain 3 life. So we do get a card, I believe. So you put the warp on the stack first. Just it doesn't really matter here. Boom! Extra card. 2 for 1 in a white deck. In a white deck. I'm telling you, white is getting some good card draw. They've been very generous to white with these powerful warp creatures. Okay, so let's... Oh, God. All right, so they're on like a 3-color deck, I think. They could be on blue-white and just randomly had the off-color fetch. I think this is very much a turn where Bowmaster could come down. And I have plenty of targets with Beckon Apparition. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Beckon Apparition up. And I am going to go ahead and just jam Belladonna because she's going to trigger so many times next turn if we get a chance. They fetch. Blue. Spell Snare. Respect. I respect that Spell Snare. I'm even more excited about Staff of the Storyteller with all these cards in my hand, though. Like each of these represents like a creature and a card draw. It'll play out over a lot of turns, but my opponent's low on cards. They've been interacting with me. I'm going to waste that, by the way. I don't need that mana that bad. It's colorless mana, too. I can't really use it. Whoa. That's good. Let's play it out. So I do think the Staff is the play here. They don't have Bowmasters, so we don't live in fear of that. So far, they have 1 for 1, like everything we've done. Except one of those was a 2 for... Whoa, they're 2 for 1-ing themselves for that. Okay. Well, I hope you don't have 3 drops in your deck. All right. And I think I'm just supposed to wait and then Halia, and then the next turn Beckon Apparition twice so I gain life. Actually, I could... No, I don't have enough... Yeah. I mean, I'm not presenting any sort... Oh, that's good. Let's think about this. It doesn't really change anything. I think I'm supposed to just play Halia out, and then I can hold up the Beckon Apparition in case they do something that uses their graveyard, like cast Flow State. But it's not going to matter. So I got my creature out, and then next turn, I'm going to draw a lot of cards. Or I'll draw a card, but what do we do about that? I think we just let it happen and hope the last card in their deck isn't the big dude, Riddler. That would be how we lose from this position. Is it the big dude? Okay, that's not the end of the world. But they do have one more card in their hand. I don't know what it is. So I could ambush if I had another white mana up. I might do that next turn. Just trade these Beckon Apparitions to kill the doggo. The problem with Halia is she just completely murks my tokens. Witch Enchanter is like just trades with her. She has to push him out of the way. Push Witch Enchanter out of the way. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to... I think I double Beckon here and try to ambush her. Because it's dangerous to leave her on the table. And then I'll just hold this just in case they play something that I can blow up. Which I seriously doubt they're playing enchantments or artifacts. But they might be. Okay, they're getting that going. And it's going to suck if they can blow out my Beckon Apparition with a removal spell. Because I will have to double block here. But I do want to get her off the table. Plow would absolutely be something that we keep here. Okay, so let's try this. Again, this is a dangerous play. Let's get the sorcery out of their yard. Let's get the plow out of their yard. One of the 2 plows. For the purpose of denying them, Snapcaster, if that's in their deck. I doubt it is. Okay, well, I'm going to pay for that. You have a plan here? Oh, they have a spell pierce? No? What's the point here? Why do that? All right. I think they probably do have a removal spell or something. I don't know. I mean, that was crazy that worked. Oh, they just wanted to... I don't agree with that line. They're so desperate over there. But I don't really have anything going on either. They've successfully countered all my, KO spells. All right, there we go. That's a plan. Ocelot Pride. And I kind of think I'm just going to stick Legion's Landing at this point. I want to press while they don't have cards. I don't gain life, so I don't get a cat. But, I am going to come across. They don't have a blocker. Okay, that is good. I can waste that and keep them penned in. Unfortunately, if they have another Felia, I can't interact. Oh, I can. Okay. So first things first, I'm just going to attack and see what they do. Okay. Wow. That's huge. So we're in cat country. And then I could play this out so I could just hard cast. They did daze earlier. No, I'm just going to waste them. And then I'll just hold this. Just in case. Okay, and this is going to flip next turn. Because we're going to have enough cats. So then we just generate every single turn cycle, and we're going to get the City's Blessing very quickly. They concede. That was pretty sweet, but of course brought to us by the fact that they had to mull aggressively. So Plow is going to come in. I don't want them getting Felia off at all. So What are we cutting for that? I mean, there's a temptation to cut the Witch Enchanters. We didn't see any Wastelands. They may have Wasteland. They almost certainly have Wasteland, actually. I would be willing to bet they're playing... They could be on Stifle Pup. If that's the case, then this doesn't actually do anything because they don't have the flow state. I could take this out. It was sweet that we were able to... But that was a 2-for-1. It wasn't a great... Or it was a 1-for-2. It wasn't a great trade. I think... We want card quality here. They almost certainly have Tamio. They almost certainly have... Yeah, like... Let's think about it. I'm glad to have these Karakuses in the deck. That's going to be so... If we get that out. Maybe I don't need to go overboard on Plow. Just bring in a couple. But I'm not sure what to cut. Like, everything feels like it's instrumental in my game plan. I don't want to cut Witch Enchanter. Like, my mana is actually pretty razor thin. 24 total mana sources, including the Wastelands. And Karakai can often... collide, and then you don't have you lose out on basically a land drop. It turns your Karakas into a Lotus Petal. The good news is we don't have to worry about Bowmasters. I think Bowmasters is going to be a nightmare for this deck. The other nightmare is going to be Tamio. Yeah, maybe I do want to have these just to respect. Like, how do we lose? We lose to early Tamio. We lose to early Felia that's unchecked. And I think I'm going to take out the back end Apparition. They're cute. Don't get me wrong, but they're not really where I want to be. I'm fine to just take the normal slower value train and not do the Timmy thing of, oh look, I have a token trigger. Okay, this is precisely what I was talking about. I played 3 Karakai, and usually I just play 1, because if you play 1, this never happens. If you play 2, it could happen. Is this hand good enough? I think it is. They may waste the Karakas. I mean, like, they're incentivized heavily to waste it. They hold a 5 again? Man, my opponent has the worst luck. You shouldn't be mulling to 5 with your blue-white cantrip deck. That's really unlucky for them. And they're on the play this time, so they're going to get fewer. Okay, Island start. I don't want to play a Pride into a Daze. That would be humiliating. But I think I'm going to because I have 2 of them. They have to answer this, and they don't have Bowmasters to 2-for-1, so they're going to have to 1-for-1 it. This Solitude is such a comfort blanket if Tamio flips or if Felia comes out. And I actually have 2 different ways of removing a Felia here. That's sweet. I think what I'm supposed to do is just make sure I connect. But actually, I don't even need to attack. Check this out. Play this out. Ouch. Warp here. No, I don't want to tap out just in case they do have Felia. Because now I have Plow and I have Karakas and I have Solitude. I've got like 3 answers to Felia. They may just Plow here. Okay, or they could not. All right, well, I'm going to play this out and then I get a cat either way. That's insane that they're letting me do this. Holy guacamole, this is insane. Okay, they're brainstorming. Trying to find, like, I don't know what they're going to do here. Like, I've got Cat Town already. I'm going to have the City's Blessing in, like, a turn cycle probably. Triumph. Okay, well, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal at all. I think this card sucks. Part of that is just Sour Grapes because I can't play with it. You may notice I've never played with it on because they're like a fortune on MTGO and they're not available in the creator program. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to float. And then I don't need to be mana efficient. Time is on my side. I'm just going to play out another Witch Enchanter here. Or I'll play out a Karakas now. Because just precisely what I said. Like, okay, they have to clear Karakas. It's so bad for their plan. Yeah, I'm going to play out the Karakas. And then I'm just going to go ahead and push through. Do I want to go ahead and just play with the guy? Yeah, I mean, she's like worth a card. I hope that's not a mistake. Let's attack all. And we're going to get 3. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of stuff here, and we get a card. This is so good. I'm glad we can start the league off with a win because, frankly, it's quite possible that I want that on the stack second, and then okay, cool. So now, yeah, because like frankly, this is an underpowered deck. We're gonna go up against like Storm and stuff like that, and we're gonna it's gonna suck. So it's nice to go up against a fair deck and just route them. We don't have City's Blessing. We're like 1 creature away from City's Blessing. My opponent is desperately looking for a Wrath of the Skies, but they're not going to have mana to use it, and I'm going to waste whatever fetch or whatever duel they get here just to keep in the dirt. Yeah, usually they only have 2. Oh, Red Alert is in their deck. So that is just drawing 1 card. I'm going to let that happen. They don't have the ability to consign it or anything. They're not dead next turn, but like the pendulum has swung so far that it has to be Wrath of the Skies, and I'm going to keep them off Wrath for 2. They'll still be able to blow away my board. Okay, well, yeah, we're still very susceptible to Wrath. So we can't celebrate yet. So this happens. Do you want to get this out so we get another card? I need to take them off. Yeah, they scoop to it. But yeah, we could have played the pedal and gotten that out, and then we would have gained another card. See you in round 2. We're back with another stellar hand. I don't even look up my opponents when I play decks like this because we just are so thin on interaction. I'm going to keep this. But like if I'm trying to like trophy, I will. Okay, this deck. Well, I don't believe in just, doing nothing here. Even if they like, I am going to lead with Karakas into Pride. And then at least I have something going on here. And then I'll start wasting them every turn cycle. Like, this was a really good hand against Tron. I can't believe Tron is a thing. Oh, no! That's probably death. I can't stand this card. You've heard me rail against it before. This card is BS. They never should have printed it. They shouldn't print cards like Hexing Squelcher and Petrified Hamlet that essentially render null the safeguards, the things that are supposed to stop combo in Legacy. The things that are supposed to stop combo in Legacy are Wasteland and Force of Will. You don't mess with Wasteland. You don't mess with Force of Will. I don't care what the EDH players who are complaining about counters or complaining about they're getting the land wasted or whatever. These cards that stop Force of Will, cards that stop Wasteland should not exist in Legacy. Full stop. If you want to avoid getting wasted, don't play non-basics. I'm playing tons of basics here out of respect for Wasteland. Anyway, I'll end my little rant there. We are having a fun time, but I just wanted to rail against this card. Yes, I could have wasted the first turn and not got on the board. There's no world in which that's correct. So we need to move quickly here. Okay, so we Halia, then we Legion's Landing, then we attack with Pride, and we've gained 3 life and we draw a card. I think that's the line. But if we Belladonna Took, we just gain a life in the end step. That doesn't seem nearly as fun. Yeah, and I'll Took and do something else next turn. Unfortunately, Legion, like the Storyteller, is going to be just like basically a Spirit token. We're never going to be able to tap that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So we're at least getting a card. And they're not going to be able to K-command this because they just don't have the mana yet. And next turn we will flip this into a land. So we'll probably just use that for mana rather than as a token generator. And then we can play a Belladonna. Well, they forced a negation that. Okay. So they're on the... man, why are they playing Tron? Interesting. They're on some sort of Frankenstein's monster deck over there. Because, yeah, there's like big blue, but generally it doesn't play the actual Tron lands. Okay, so we do get... oh, we're going to get a draw anyway. That's pretty sweet. So always stack your triggers correctly. Wait, do we? Yeah, I think we do get a card. Yeah, Witch Enchanter is actually really good. Because we're going to have an extra land after... No, we were not going to have an extra land because they countered our thing. Okay, so they've got 2 of the 3. They can play 3 drops, but that's it. Man, I'm so sad. Like, Tron's so easy to break up with Wasteland. Why do they have to print this damn card? Tron is already winning every Eternal Weekend. Okay, so let's think about this. Belladonna Took. Legion's Landing. That's got to be the line. Oh, they're F6'd over there. That means we are going to connect. Okay, we're going to go super wide. Triggers. Okay. So that's just the first time. Okay, we only trigger once, but we've got Halia, so we can gain a bunch of life. It doesn't matter. Gaining life doesn't matter against their deck. They're Lorien cycling. If they're getting an island and that's their land for turn, then that means Ring's not coming down. What is this? Thunder Trap Trainer. That's fine. Whatever. I'll just keep kamikazing my dudes in. Because I'm going to gain life anyway. No, I won't attack with Ocelot Pride. I'll gain life from other stuff. Eldrazi Conflux is good. It's a lot of mana. They can blow away a lot of my good creatures here. Okay, Guide of Souls is absolutely insane here. How do we want to do this? So, I want to Guide, then I want a Halia, then I want a Staff. Do I have the white mana for that? I don't. Okay, wow. City's Blessing. That's nice. So, I think I want to go ahead and play the Halia out of exile. So I can attack with her next turn. And she'll be a juicy target for their Eldrazi Confluence. They're probably priced in. Wait, I had Witch Enchanter. I could have had more mana. I punted. I'll save Witch Enchanter for something else. So I do want the energy here. Guide. And I might as well just play this out. I don't have anything else to do with the mana. I'm not missing anything, am I? I don't think so. Wait, Staff. Oh, wait, Staff. If we Staff instead of Halia, then that creates a token. I gain a life, and then in the end step, I'm gonna get the counters anyway because I have the City's Blessing, assuming they don't kill this, which I don't think they can. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and warp the Halia because I wouldn't be opposed to having a 3/3 beatdown as well and getting some more cards because I will get cards. I will get a card. Actually, I'm going to get 2 cards. Okay. Okay, let's attack. I'm going to attack with all my tokens and not my cat because I don't want her to die. We gain lots of life. This triggers, but it doesn't do anything. Always yield. We get a land. Oh, we have a land. We can use this for something. But I don't actually have anything. I might draw like a plow or something for this later. Okay, they are killing the lifelink dude. And next turn we can just generate tokens which will make our creatures go crazy. I like it. I think we just pass. Oh no, did I gain enough life? Okay, I did. Oh, Spectral Procession. The game will end if they don't have the freaking One Ring. But you know they're going to have the One Ring. Alright, so I'll just put the Halia's triggers on the stack. And I want to put the Belladonna Took triggers on the stack too. Did I only get 2 creatures? I may not have triggered Belladonna the full way to buff everything. Let's see. No, I may have already triggered her once. Okay, and now everything gets +1/+1? No, that's the card draw. Okay, we didn't get the +1/+1. I screwed up. I think they're dead anyway. I mean, like, they'll have to kill a lot of stuff here. But, again, 1 ring, and then we just lose. Basically, they just chain 1 rings while they, do whatever degenerate things. Okay, so they have a lot more mana now. They've got... Okay, there's the 1 ring. Everybody's favorite card. I can't stand this deck. I'm so sick of playing against this types of decks. And this card is just... Man. It's just a kick in the teeth. They refuse to ban this, and then they print this. Thunder Trap, sure. You have another blocker. I can't do anything. I can make all my dudes totally stout. I can draw a ton of cards. But you can just keep looping your 1 rings. They can't reveal a 1 ring. It has to be instant or sorcery. Okay. Kozilek's Command. It's not a bad card when you have Beaucoup de Mana or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm not a French speaker. I'm sure that was offensive. Okay. The French speakers everywhere. I just tried to say a lot of mana. Okay, so here, what are we doing? Witch Enchanter can't blow up 1 ring because in their, omniscience, Wizards made it unkillable. I genuinely can't stand this card either. Like this card, like this deck is basically everything I hate about Legacy, and I don't hate that many things about Legacy. I really like Legacy right now. I think it's really healthy. So I can play this staff. Let's tap the useless Wasteland. I can tap it for any color. Look at that. It actually helps them if they decide to play their own Wastelands or if they just need to do color fixing. Okay, so we'll play this out. Halia triggers. So we're going to get like 2 cards here. Look at all these glorious triggers. I wish they meant something. We are gaining a lot of life. It is possible that they can't like easily kill us. So now I just do the Spectral Procession, I think. That means I can't activate this, but I don't think it's really that big a deal because I'm going to get a card. I don't need to do the Spectral Procession. Do I? Because I'm going to get like a bunch of cats here because I gain life. I'll get 2 cats. So that combined with this does mean I get the card. Or I get the bonus. Alright, and we just drew a land. So Spectral Procession, I don't have the mana for it. Oh wait, I could play this out and then have the mana for it. I think I'm supposed to wait just in case they play like some artifact that's killable. So let's go ahead and attack with... What do we want to buff? I think it's Belladonna because they had the Eldrazi complex. They need to double hit this, I think. Actually, I don't think they can hit this. So she's going to jump up into the air. They can K-Command her, but she'll have already buffed everything and drawn me a ton of cards. Beaucoup de cards. To, again, use my comedically ugly-sounding French. Not that French is an ugly-sounding language. It's a beautiful language. I just can't speak it. Okay. They take no damage, but we did gain life, so we do get these triggers here. So we put the Halia on the stack first, just to make sure we get the life triggers. Okay, boom. Boom! I just F6 through this, I think. Can I? No, I actually have to manually click. This might actually... I might go to time and do the clicking while they one ring repeatedly. Yeah, they can dig through their deck and just find another 1 ring. So we get a bunch of cards. It's all meaningless. There's a Solitude. We could actually use that. So I can discard Redundant Karakai. I'm not offending anybody, but this, I believe this is like a Latinish word. And I think this stuff... Okay, 43 life. I assume there's some way that they can win. Just instantly. Okay. Beckon Apparition. We didn't have to discard. Okay, that's good. One ring. They take good damage. So again, I fully expect them to win this game. I'm not sure how they're going to win it, but it'll take a while. I don't want to F6 just because there might be some window where we can do something. Facing this deck is just karma for me forgetting to say GLHF in the chat. I'm typing one-handed today because I have to hold the mic because I'm in a Tokyo hotel and I don't have access to my external monitor. And you'll probably see more videos like this. So pardon the low res, like it's not a low resolution video, but okay, yeah. Oh, disappointed but not surprised. Let's see what they choose to take out. They should probably take out Belladonna. Oh, they're taking out the that. Yeah, that's fine. And if they may be able to take out a lot of stuff, but I am gonna kill them. Like I have enough power. I think I can do this. Add a bunch of mana. I think they're gonna find a one ring here. Let's see what innovative, massive mana value EDH card they're gonna put on the stack here. Like I don't even if a card has more than a 3 CMC, I just don't even know what it does. And Legacy, I just assume it's not going to be playable by any of the decks that I play. The exception would be like Initiative, like when I played Stompy. But you're probably not going to see a lot of that because City of Traders is a fortune now. Okay, I'm just going to F6. I don't really care. I feel like this game's lost, but it shouldn't be lost, but it is. All right, I don't want to play anymore. I don't care if there's like some tiny percent that we win. This is just not Magic for me. Okay. Disruptor Flute get in the deck. Deafening Silence is a trap. Solitude, there's just nothing to target. I'm just going to take it out. I mean, they may have the Glaring Fleshraker in the deck, but they may not even have that. And I don't care about their orders and stuff. So we named the one ring, and hopefully that does something. You almost always want to name the one ring, in my humble opinion, because it's just so devastating. Like, yeah, they get the, fog effect, but like that's how they win, is they just draw ridiculous cards. Okay, so this is, if I'm willing to legend rule one of my Halias, this is a card draw. I don't think this is good enough. We need to hit them hard. I think we need like a Ocelot Pride hand. This is a Wasteland hand. We start with Legion's Landing, Belladonna Took, and then we have the Spectral Procession if we draw 2 white sources. And if we can use the white mana if we need to. Yeah, I'm going to do this. And then the card that'll go back is probably Staff, just because it is mana intensive. We don't have a lot of mana. I want to put back Spectral Procession, actually, just because we're so far from casting it, and I'm almost certainly going to need to waste them. Yeah, I'll put that back. That was like an iffy 3 of. I wanted to have 4 of everything just to maximize the likelihood of being able to showcase the combo. All right, so here, I'm just going to play the Legion's Landing, and if I can flip that into a land, that'll be valuable. And again, I'm not going to entertain the notion that I was supposed to waste a random, Urza land. Okay, I will waste the hell out of that. Giant's Boulder. This is just another card that just makes this deck like insane. Like the other day, somebody cast Lorien Revealed without even having any colored mana because they had like Giant's Boulder and like they filtered through this and stuff. They're just putting filtering on everything, so you don't even need to play lands anymore. Like, what's the color pie? Okay, well that's a good draw. So I'm just gonna attack. I could get Belladonna down, but then I take a huge risk that they have. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a risk. I'm just gonna waste when I can. I don't have a play, unfortunately. I could warp in Halia, but I didn't gain enough life. If Belladonna comes down and then I'm able to staff, it's just like I just need to waste this turn cycle and just hope that they don't have more of those. And then if they play just some other random land, then I will play the Wasteland, I'll play the Took. Okay, yeah, there we go. So they would have had one ring, by the way, if I hadn't done that. And they may still have it. They may just have the second planar Nexus. They have 4 of them in their deck. So this is Belladonna Took, I believe. And then we get Staff next turn. Staff is weak because of Urza or Karn, but Karn may not actually be in their deck. I think he. Well, at least we got one of their lands. Now they only have 2 mana. Okay, so this is Staff and Activate. Is Staff and Activate what we want to be doing, or do we want to Warp Halia and then? Oh, we Warp Halia and then we Staff. Yeah, we gain an extra light. Then we don't even have to use the Staff, and we get a card, and we have the counter on the Staff for later. I don't know. It's like a pretty minor thing, but yeah, I'll Warp Halia first because she sees herself. And I'm going to gain life with the lifelink dude anyway when I attack, assuming they don't exile. But this is an artifact, so these cards are very good together because now we gain life. Always yield. Right, and Belladonna Took also gains us a life, so we're gaining a lot of life here. Not that it matters. And again, like, there might have been a world in which I won the previous round. It didn't feel like it was likely. I don't even know if they could have killed me. I was at the life total, but it's just not worth my sanity to play against this deck any more minutes than I absolutely have to. So if you're trying to watch like a Spike tryhard channel, I'm doing my best over here, but like, I do have a life, and I think your time is valuable too. You don't want to just watch some middle-aged guy from the Texas suburbs who's in a Tokyo hotel struggle through a freaking... You know what I'm saying? Okay, Belladonna Took is a legend. We are going to flip this and have an extra mana source. Let's think about it. Can we get the trigger? We staff, and then we beckon. It's only 2 triggers. We do get a card. The other option is we just attack, we flip this, and we activate this for 1. The other option is we draw, and maybe we draw like a beckon apparition. I'm going to go ahead and draw first. I'm also aware that I can get a card off Halia almost certainly this turn. So that is an option too. Spectral Possession is so close to being good enough. And actually, we'll have it next turn because we'll be able to cast it. So we'll buff our squad. But again, time is not on our side. Our opponent is getting close to 1 ring. They have 1 ring next turn probably. I think I staff again. And they may be able to K-command one of these to stop the trigger here. Okay, so we gain a life. And I can just activate this in the end step with the final mana that I get off of the Legion's Landing. Legion's Landing is such a cool card, by the way. Like, let's see more design like that. Because this is actually like a legacy playable cool thing that we can do. And I'll keep the Beckon Apparition up. Not that it's going to matter. And I can just draw the card in the end step. Or what could I draw? I don't think I can draw anything. I've already made my land drop. Okay, that's 4 mana. Is this the 1 ring? Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of disappointing, but it's not that big of a deal. It slows me down a little bit. I've got another one. And like I basically have like an insane card draw engine going now. So let's think about this. So I could play her out from exile, or I could just draw a lot of cards. Like, I actually don't really care that much. I'd rather just warp her out. I'm gonna start by drawing a card just to look at what my options are here. Okay, there's the warp. So the question is, do I just want to shock this in? If I play Belladonna, I've got a lot of lines here, and I'm actually kind of low on time. So I play Belladonna. I have to play Guide this turn. I think that is, obligatory. Tap for white, Guide. I do think I'm supposed to play Belladonna out here, but then I don't trigger. Yeah, I'm just gonna play her, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shock this Witch Enchanter in, I think, and then I can I can proc these. I mean, I'll almost certainly proc them next turn. Doesn't really matter, but I am forgoing a draw. I guess I'll forgo a draw anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm doing this correctly. It feels like Witch Enchanter is really good, but actually the permanents we need to kill are yeah, I'll just get a card. I'll cycle her, and I think I will get a card. I'll gain a life here, or I'll gain enough life. I'll gain 3 life, so I get a card, and Halia will just chill and warp. I think it's better than Beckon Apparition. Yeah, and then now we attack for 1, and we pass. And I didn't staff up this turn, but it's fine. All right, and okay, Lotus Petal is fine. I don't think they're playing Karn. I think they're playing a bunch of like big blue creatures. Is this a 1 ring finally? It is. Okay. It is what it is. The K command is such a kick in the teeth because they can just use it to keep searching for their 1 ring and looping the 1 ring. And it results in the most non-interactive play patterns. Like their entire goal is to dodge interaction. Yeah, and here they have like so much mana now. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm done. I'm not going to play anymore. I hope you have a great day, whoever you are, but my life is more valuable than sitting and watching people 1 ring loop. All right, we're up against a player who frequently plays Ocelot spells, so there's that. Yeah, I mean, this hand seems really good. Hopefully they Talmeo and I can just immediately Karakas it back. Okay, it's not a Chalice. What is this? Something that I almost certainly can stop. Oh, Eldrazi Landbreaker. I can actually interact with that. So I think we can just go ahead and Solitude this thing, reducing the amount of life they gain, of course. Beckon Apparition is not going to be good against Eldrazi. Yeah, I'll just do that. They did use a lot of resources to get this in play. Yeah, and yeah, they're down to 4 cards because they're on the play. So now I can play Pride out, and they may not have a good quick answer for it. Oh, wow. Belladonna Took chilling, ready to come in and do her thing too. Right, do you have a turn 2 play that blocks this? Okay, this card again. Everybody loves this card. So they can do their big mana things. I mean, I know that they're never going to ban this card. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad. This card is not ban worthy. It's just unfun. It's like Hexing Squelcher. I'm sure it's fun for the Timmies that love to jam big mana. And of course I draw the Wasteland. So here, this is just Belladonna Took. I don't have to expose the Crux, but it doesn't even matter. Staff, I don't gain life whenever a token... yes, the line here is play Took out and then play the Staff. And this could matter. Like, we could get pretty big dudes here. They can't attack yet, but they may have like a Reality Smasher or something like that. Karen, doesn't matter against me, thankfully. This is another unfun card that they never should have printed, in my humble opinion. Again, anything that messes with Force or Wasteland, and you're asking for trouble. But it's too late. Like, Legacy is what it is. They're going to bounce one of my dudes, I think. That's fine. So I don't have good attacks. They may attack me just to keep the pressure on, but then they're opening themselves up to Ocelot Pride. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana to cast Belladonna Took and get a token trigger. They should attack here. They do. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Like, I would like to see the creation of a format that does that. I guess you could say pre-modern is free of these types of problems. And like, my destiny is probably to just switch to playing Pauper. I'm not interested in pre-modern. I think the format will quickly be solved. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Well, if I play Took, I think I'm supposed to play Took, and then I'm supposed to play the Pride. And then we're just gearing up for this Staff, which will gain his life, which will trigger the cats. So we need them to not kill us in the next turn cycle. And then I think we'll go so wide that they'll have a hard time killing us. I think our deck is a very good foil against Eldrazi. And I'm hoping that this is a very good matchup for us. 4 mana. Dotnut's here. Taking a Staff would be fine. If they have the Eldrazi Confluence card that they used in the previous turn to kill our entire board, that will be very sad. Okay, another Flesh Trigger. So here's the combo with Flesh Trigger. A second Flesh Trigger. And you basically win the game. Now, luckily I have some life gain. Gosh, what if they have a Dismember? Oh, don't tell me you have a third one. No, you don't have a third one. That's not legal. They were going to K-Command one of my dudes. They're like, no, wait, I can wait. Oh, they're going to do this. Okay, but they don't have the kicker mana, do they? Look at all this damage I'm taking. It's crazy. It's just like the stack keeps getting cleared, and then it just keeps coming back. And this is going to ping me twice. Like, it's crazy. They're burning me out. This is insane. They can attack. I'm not going to block. So I don't have good attacks, but again, I'm going to play Staff. That's going to proc. And then the cats are going to proc. Guide is a sick pickup. Holy cow, this is so good. This is so necessary. Oh, so necessary. They can K-Command at any time. They've got a lot of mana. We're turtled up over here. Not attacking anytime soon. We're just going to go extremely wide. They are thinking about this, which means they have the K-Command. It's crazy that that's their last card. So good. They're going to do so much damage to us and just completely get all their mana back. All right. I can just F6. Like, this sucks. They're taking out the guy. Like, I still get a life from Belladonna Took, so I still get the things, but I don't get nearly as much life as I wanted. Next turn, I have card draw. So I think I'm just dead. Let's see. Like, they're so... Oh. I mean, that's good. Wait, what's happening? Oh, yeah. These are all 2/2s now. I mean, that's good, but again, we're so low in life that they can probably just burn me out. Any spell, and they burn me out. I can block everything. What's their card? It's a colorless card. I'm dead. I'm burned. So annoying. I was so close to survival. Yeah, whatever. Okay. All right. You got me. That Solitude was a lifesaver. I would have died so long ago. Okay, so Plows get in the deck. They have Chalice, unfortunately, but what can you do? Cards that come out, we're not going to be interacting with their graveyard. And this is also just like a 1 white for a 1 white. Yeah, I feel like we totally got robbed there. On the play, we would have devastated them. All right, so this is a good hand. It's vulnerable to Wasteland, but I don't even know if they're playing Wasteland. So this is Ocelot Pride, Legion Landing, start. Alternatively, Belladonna Took. Let's think about this for a second. I mean, this is definitely a keep. They could chalice on one, and then I don't have access to plow. I think I am supposed to shock, and I'm supposed to do more. No, I'll use the pedal turn 2. No, I gain a life off of Ocelot Pride, so I don't have to attack. I'm just going to Belladonna Took turn 1. And if they have a Wasteland, then I'm Shadow Realmed. But this way I get Belladonna Took out, and then I get the trigger off of Ocelot Pride, which means I get a cat, which means I get the second trigger. No, I don't get the trigger off Belladonna Took, because the Ocelot Pride doesn't do it for me. So let's. Oh, I could just play the Legion's Landing instead, and I get the trigger. But that's just a life gain. That doesn't proc the cat. Oh, maybe I draw a land. If I draw a land, then I've got 2. I think I'm supposed to get Belladonna Took out, because then I can Legion's Landing and at least start gaining life back. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this, and I'll probably plow something next turn. So I don't think. Oh wait, this is a second lifelink creature. I can kamikaze that, and I can trigger Ocelot Pride. I think that's the line. All right, they're pausing like they might have Mindbreak Trap or something like that. Okay, so we didn't gain life. We don't get a cat, but next turn we are going to be able to attack with this, and even if it dies, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind it here, but I'm sure I'm going to draw a Wasteland. I'm actually trying to think of a situation where I haven't drawn a Wasteland immediately after they played that. Okay, that's good. And I guess that's the situation. So there's this notion, like, it's a cognitive bias. You always remember the times that things go wrong. All right, so we are going to get some, like, a cat. And I have Plow Up for whatever creature they play. They chose Arid Mesa. Interesting. They're not worried about Wasteland? Dismembering my cat. Well, that's a bummer. All right. Maybe they have Wasteland. Maybe that's why. They're planning to waste this if I didn't have a land. So they're like, oh, I'll just name something else, and I'm going to mana screw you. Okay, well, this is going to die. Unfortunately, I do have to pass priority. Like, there's no, like, it comes in and they have priority back. But yeah, we kill on sight. That card was such a pain in the butt yesterday, previous game. Well, yeah, you, what do I do here? I'm actually kind of, like, tempted to not waste this. But I know it's correct to waste it, but I have no pressure. Belladonna Took is a little bit of additional pressure. But I just need to punish. Like, this is so much mana for them. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I need to get on board. I need to get pressure. And then if it's clear they're stumbling on mana, I can waste. They have a second one, they could name this. But, like, I do actually need the mana. And I'll have my token generator if I have 1 more mana. Yeah, they do have it. That's fine. That's 4 mana. If they do the guy, I can Solitude, the Thought-Knot's here, which I don't even know if they play. I haven't seen a Thought-Knot's here. They have K-Command. There's only one reason they pass without casting a spell during their turn. It's because they have K-Command. Okay, maybe they don't have it. What do they have? I feel pretty confident that had I wasted here, they would have been screwed. No, they would have played out the mana. This is Chalice? Luckily, I have a Solitude in my hand. Spirit Guide? What is this white-green? Oh, they're exiling that. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a 2-for-1. I got a body. It's not a big deal. And also is legendary, but I can't play it anyway. I do have Witch Enchanter. I could clear the Chalice. So I'm not going to just fire off my Solitude willy-nilly. Pedal does get me closer to casting Solitude. We're so low resource. If I cast the Solitude, it's really good. I think I'm supposed to wait. Because Solitude, I could just attack with Belladonna Took. It feels very limiting to do that and trade. I think I'm just supposed to wait. Yeah, there's no... I'm so close to actually casting the Solitude. Any land. And we're not going to be wasting any... Like, I will get the... I will eventually... Oh, wow. Is this the Sire of 7 Deaths? It is. Well, you know what we do to Sire of 7 Deaths? We Solitude it. I'm going to wait and see if I draw the answer. If they attack here, it's actually fine. I'll take it. Now, if I draw a land, Sire of 7 Deaths has... Protect. It has, like, ward, pay 7 life. It's crazy. So I'm just going to see... Like, I would love to have a Solitude on the table if they give me a land. Spectral Procession. This does a lot here. It actually happens immediately, I believe. And I'll be sad if the combo doesn't work for some reason. I'm just going to see whether the combo works here. White. 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 This has Trample among other abilities, surely. Yeah, Trample and Lifelink. Okay. Let's do this. Very hyped to show this. So, always yield. Boom, boom. Oh, another one? That's so strong. That's so strong. So we're going to target your Sire. I need to make sure that I click yes. I will pay 7 life. Let's clear that. Let's attack. Do you have another sire? That I actually might be able to race another sire. This is so sick. I'm going to be hitting for so much next turn. I don't think they play more than one sire, though. Okay, Fleshraker's annoying, but they only have 1 card in hand. As long as... Oh, it's just a land. They can make this guy. They can make Eldrazi. It's not casting. It doesn't trigger anything. Okay. I think if I draw a white source, they're just dead. Actually, this works too. Check that out. You can... This is hybrid mana. So, I love this card. I'm so glad. Like, I think it's finally playable in Legacy. Like, not great, but playable. Die. Like, literally, I want you to die, Eldrazi. You deserve to die for making me play against you. This is for freaking... oh, they still have 2 life. Okay. There's still hope over there. They could chain together a bunch of K commands. I think they're very, very dead. Sire does have reach, among other abilities. This is just the mother of all K commands to create a bunch of chump blockers. And the thing is, they could chain through these. It's extremely unlikely, but it is possible. They could just sacrifice and ping me a lot. They would need to find... I'm just going to F6. There's no point. Like, I don't have anything going on here. I've drawn very well. See, they can just do this again. And all those triggers, I lose 7 life. 8 life. It's so annoying that they have a direct damage line. Yeah, they have another one. I just have to hope that they whiff on that they can't find the 4th one. Wait. How many did they use? Did they just use 2? They just used 1. So this is the 2nd one. And if they find it, then I lose. Even though I've got this overwhelming force. Just because they got a lucky-ass top deck. I'm sorry I'm salty. But, like, what do I expect? I'm playing a $600 deck against... I guess their deck's not that expensive either, huh? It's a Modern Horizons 3 deck. Is that... Okay, I'm going down to 1 from this one, I believe. But I have them dead in the air. If they whiff, then I'm fine. Is that lethal? I'm at 1. Don't have it. Don't you dare. They freaking have it. No, they're just going to play out of threat. But anything they play now wins. Because I'm at 1. I'm sorry, but I am going to be a pissy little bitch about this. I'm so sad that we lost that way. We were so close. I've got a great idea, everybody. Direct damage in an Eldrazi deck. All right, so let's go to this one. We're up against Andrew Waugh. Chill Opponent. Not sure what they're on. I'm not going to look them up. Let's just jam. So this is Guided Souls. Actually, I think this... I want to gain a bunch of life. I want to draw an extra card. We'll see what they do. My opponent said they're not Japanese. They're just an insomniac. Yeah. Like, one of the advantages of playing in Japan is when you queue into some, like, American, they're, like, really late in the night and they're probably not going to play as tight. So I get, like, a little bit of a buff from, like, it's, 11 a.m. here. Okay, so they're on the show and tell deck. That's good to know. All right. So I think we just put our hand on the table. I can play the Crocus as my show and tell thing. It doesn't do anything against this. But it does stop. It gets the tracks off the table. When I get a bunch of life, that probably doesn't matter, but it might. Yeah, I'll go ahead and warp her first. That way I get a life for the pedal that I want to play out. This is a weird hand. So let's always yield this so I don't have to watch it trigger 20 times. All right, now we'll play the Guide. And I will play the Took, just in case. I mean, it's 2 extra damage every turn. So we get a card. We gain an energy. We are up at 27 life. That's pretty sweet. Casual gain 7 life. Oh! Oh! If we get to do the combo again, please give me another white source and give me another turn. Are we doing this? All right, let's attack. We have no plays. We're just going to attack. And they're not going to die immediately. We're going to need yet another turn. They've got the head guy. I think his name is Madoc or something. Modoc. Ponder. Let's go assemble the Doomsday machine over there. It's not literal Doomsday, but it will be, a legendary creature blinking in and out of the game repeatedly. All right. Please let me do the thing, Andrew Waugh. Please let me do the thing. So I have to stack these triggers. Always yield. All right, we've got quite a veritable army. We've also got quite a bit of life. Let's go to combat. We draw Wasteland, which is a great draw. It's a pity these don't have haste. Yes, I'm going to just buff this, I think. Probably more potential at this point. Want to keep her around. They're dead next turn. We have a lot of blockers, but if they have the combo with the Asurarek, or however his name's pronounced, Asurarek. Okay, so they could still find an Ancient Tomb and Show and Tell into Omniscience or Alluren. Okay, there's a Petal too. I think they probably win here. Just desperately close to victory. But no, we don't get it. They had a redundant... Yeah. I mean, I have so much life I could make them click it, and that would... But I think they may have fixed that. I'm not going to do that to dear Andrew Waugh in the middle of the night. Okay, so Disruptor Flute, get in the deck. That was very close. That was very, very close. Deafening Silence doesn't work. The creature is... it's a creature, not a non-creature. So don't hit me in the comments about that. They don't use their graveyard for anything. Again, back in Apparition hasn't had a chance to shine, but I think we'll get a round where we get to shine. Sideboarding with these types of decks is so easy. Bring in Disruptor Flute. Like, Disruptor Flute is the best sideboard card printed in so long. This like, as much as I bitch about like Modern Horizons adding new problems, at least it added a couple new solutions. Really, that's the main solution it added. This is slow. Unfortunately, Karakas doesn't do anything against their combo because they can just play it again. But it does get Attracts out of the way. So I think this guide, and then next turn is Halia, Legion's Landing. That's still... No, wait, we'll gain 3 life. Yeah, that'll work. We'll get a card. Solitude is actually really good because if they... we can use Solitude to interact with their combo. But I'm going to get a card when I Halia, so hopefully it'll be a white card and not just more land. And I'm going to try to avoid wasting them, and I'll just let them cantrip early. They have the big burst of mana in the Petal and the, City of Traders. I think earlier I was saying that I'm not recording more City of Traders type Stompy decks. Like, if the meta goes completely crap, then I'll play, Stompy decks, but like they're not very fun or cerebral in my humble opinion. So yeah, I do need double white here. I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, white, Halia. She sees herself. Guide also sees her. All eyes on me. Now, we play this out. Get our Vampire. Are they going to interact with this to prevent me from drawing a card? No, I didn't think so. Okay, so I will attack for just 1. Not super exciting. But this is turn 2, I'd like to point out. It's not a bad turn 2. For a... and we do get a card here. So we do have Solitude fodder. And you don't put the Solitude in... Oh, are they going to stifle this? Consign? That's a beautiful card. So I think regardless of what happens, I am supposed to waste them next turn. Stock up. Okay, this is actually very good for us because it's giving us an extra turn. So I think we... Ocelot Pride, we waste them. I don't think we cast Spectral Procession ever. It's just too important to waste. I'm going to waste them off the Ancient... if I waste them off this, then they have to party on this. And if they play a land, they lose it. We don't have any, like, mana then. I just want to draw a Disruptor Flute. That's what I want to do. Buy us a couple extra turns. Okay, so we have the combo again, but is it worth doing that instead of just going Pride? Also, we don't necessarily have the ability to play Spectral Procession next turn. So if we Pride, we immediately gain energy. Well, we're going to gain energy off Took anyway, but we don't actually... I mean, I could just not waste them, but that seems dumb. I should definitely waste them. Yeah, setting up an earlier turn win, like wasting them has the potential to screw them off colored mana, but they probably presaged that I could have that. I could also keep the Karakas up, but I don't really care because I just need to clear the creature before I attack. It's not like they can blink her in and out. The Atraxa is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think it would be an error, straight up, to use my Wasteland for anything other than taking out one of their lands. This is 2 mana. I'm going to go for this. It's 2 colors. It's just, it might be correct to go for that. I'm not sure. I think I'm supposed to get the Pride down first. And then I hold up Karakas, which again doesn't matter, but I can end step just to keep the pressure going. And technically, I should just... They're not going to have blockers, I don't think, so I should just do this so I can get life. It's a very minor thing. It will matter if I warp Halia out, but if I am able to actually warp Halia out, this is going extremely well for us. And I don't think we're going to get to that point. All right, so we get closer to the City's Blessing. One of the great things about this is it creates 2 permanents for City's Blessing. I feel the deck is very synergistic. It's just that, keep in mind, no matter how... Okay, wow, they just Legend rolled out immediately. So I think I made the right decision there. Brainstorm. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Now we just have to hope that they don't find the show and tell. They do find the show and tell. This is so good for us. We might win the game. We might win the game if they don't have Ancient Tomb show and tell next turn. They are going to still have some life. All right. And Wasteland or there's several cards we could draw here. Of course, Disruptor Flute being the best. They have to discard a card. Misty Rainforest. So, yeah, they probably just Ancient Tomb next turn. Okay, so here we can Warp Hylia, gain a bunch of life, gain some energy. We get a card. Or we can Belladonna Took that does do stuff in the instep. I think I'm going to Belladonna Took here. Unfortunately, that means we don't get... Oh, you know what I could do? It's desperate, but I could just cast Solitude. Yeah, I don't need Solitude. It doesn't... Oh, it is interaction if they have the combo. Let's see, how much damage can I do? Because I want to put energy on the creature so I can attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't make a big enough difference. I'm not going to Solitude. I'll play Belladonna Took here. And I think we're going to have City's Blessing. So we'll get 1 extra cat. So we'll get 2 triggers, which gives us a card. But it sets up for a big turn next turn. The other thing I could have done is double warped Hylia. They forced that. Okay. They're respecting Belladonna. Isn't Belladonna like a poison? Like, why does she look so sweet and kind if she's named after a poison? Oh, we get an extra mana. That's good. Yeah, so we're going to hit them. I can warp in Hylia here at the end. And then I gain some energy and I get an extra card. And does that give me the City's Blessing? I'll get it after I get the permanent, I think. I just need to time this correctly. Attack. So warp happens last. This doesn't really matter. We'll take the card now. We did gain enough life thanks to our lifelink. We're at 35 life. Another Belladonna, which is too late to the party, frankly, to matter. Like, they're super duper dead. We get our card. We gain more life. 37 life. If they didn't have an infinite combo, I'd be so confident right now, but they do. We didn't get the City's Blessing. That's a bummer. Show and tell. I'm going to put Belladonna out, and then we're going to hope that Solitude does the trick here when they warp the dude. Or they've got only 3 cards. Okay, that comes in. And now, let's try this. You have a Force as your last cards. Okay, we got it. 1 game won. We won 1 game, to be clear. And now we have to win another one. This is going to be fast and furious. I don't think Deafening Silence is correct. I mean, it technically stops the line of them going... It might actually be correct. It pains me to say that. Because it's so mediocre in this matchup. But I'm going to bring it in. Just in case they do have like the Omni, then they can't cantrip. And this is another good thing. Witch Enchanters, main deck. We're not like completely rudderless here. I think we take out the Spirits. It's just too slow. I want to do the combo, but I just want to win. I could have brought in the Plows, actually. Maybe I should have brought in Plow, too. I think that was maybe a punt. Because Plow is like a hard answer. Oh, this is a good hand. Let's think about this. So, Hylia, Petal, Legion's Landing, get a card, have a threat on the table. But it might be smarter to just be ready to Disruptor Flute. And then turn 2, we can... The problem is, I can't get the card off Hylia. Let's see what they do. I'm going to keep this, though. I mean, we got our powerful card. Disruptor Flute. They're going to ponder. Okay, so I think we just need to name Show and Tell. And then if they go for Alluren, that's a bummer. But, like, I don't want them to have a card draw or have the ability to brainstorm or anything. I'm just going to go for this. Again, it sucks because it's slow, but this means they're going to have to pay 6 mana for Show and Tell, which will be hard to do. They force it. Okay. We did our best. Now it is time for us to pucker up. Kiss the Abyss. Another cantrip. Okay. They probably are going to get a perfect brainstorm here. By the way, the card they pitched was a brainstorm. And it's worth noting that had I waited and just done it like in response to them, like I think it's almost always a mistake against these decks because they would have had a brainstorm and they would have potentially found something that did something. This is just a... I think I'm actually... What am I going to do here? I think I staff... Wait a second. They show and tell, we get to put it in staff, and then we can activate staff and draw a card. Do I even play this Legion's Landing? Yes, I do. So I have white mana to activate staff after it comes in. But I am foregoing a draw. But like, when am I going to have the time to play this after I played this? It's worth noting that I can Halia next turn. And then staff. I won't be able to draw the card off the staff, but I will draw the card off Halia. The best card in my deck right now is still Disruptor Flute. They're still low enough of mana that Disruptor Flute can slow them down. It only slows them down. It doesn't win, because they have tons of mana production. They've got these giant soul lands. Seiju. Stock up. That's not show and tell. I'll take it. Petal comes in. All right, they've got 4 cards in the grip. They are threatening Alluren or show and tell. Witch Enchanter is a great thing to put in off of, yeah, because we just played Witch Enchanter. No, it's 4 mana. It's 4 mana. It's too expensive. They knew what they were doing. And then they made it 4. I can't Alluren this in. All right, so I am going to go ahead and Halia. And I'm just going to try to draw a card. I mean, I can always put... So I can put a Plains in and then I can activate the staff. But I do want to draw a card immediately here. Halia has been so good to us this entire league. I really do think she's just like... If the power level of Legacy were just a little bit lower, I think this deck would be insane. But, you know, things were different. They wouldn't be the same. As I think that they have this format that doesn't have the... that's just like the Magic sets. But then we don't have access to Ocelot Pride. Heritage, I think is what they're calling it. I never played it. I don't know if it'll ever be a real format. It might eventually. They keep printing fantastic card type cards. So we get that trigger. We gain a life again, which is a little consequence here. I will attack and gain yet another life. All right, we are not zooming here. We're going very slowly, but we are getting set up here. It was a good keep. They had to have the force. Okay, Belladonna took. She doesn't do anything in this board state. Not that it really matters because they're showing... Oh, they're learning. Yeah. We did our best. I play her and it doesn't even matter. Why the delay? Just kill me. Shadow roll me. Are you messing with me? Do you not have it? You passed the turn... No. Yeah, of course you had it. Good game. And I could Belladonna, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't draw me any cards. Oh, wait. I can play this out from exile. I don't get the card immediately. I don't get the mana. I gain a life. I can just F6 and walk away and make their evening very uncomfortable. It will take like 10 minutes for them to click through this. But that's like... To some extent, they should have to do it. I'm actually going to make them think that they have to do it. I'm going to F6. I'm going to show just how long it takes. Okay. They just spent like almost a total minute and they took one of my life away. Okay. This is faster. You can like... They've improved this deck, I guess. Maybe they can set up the loop where it just does it. I don't know. I don't know how many clicks they have to do. Okay. So, I don't mind losing to Alluren. At least we didn't lose to a player that was at 3 who just was able to find 3 consecutive... I guess it was 2 consecutive K commands and then the just any spell. That was so tilting. I'm having fun. I'm roughed up. But like it's a cool deck. It is a cool deck. I'm proud of this creation even if it's not standing up to the degeneracy that is Legacy. My opponent is a human. They did wish me luck here. So this is the combo hand. It's not like super exciting, just classic, you know, Guided Souls, Ocelot Pride, Postmodern Horizons 3 shenanigans. Opal, are we going to get run over? If they chalice me, I'll just scoop. I won't even show them what's going on over here. I played against this deck in paper the other day. I forgot a bobble trigger, and they did like the turn 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course, like when you waste them, they always have a second Urza Saga. Loki. This is pretty good with the bobbles. I don't have a good answer. They're going to be able to draw a lot of cards here. They can do it again next turn. During my turn. And get another card. Interesting. Well, that does tap them off of bobble. Would love a Solitude. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to get the Ocelot Pride combo down and see if they can deal with that. Guided Souls. Ocelot Pride. And you can't do this if you don't play Lotus Petal. Play Lotus Petal. It's not that expensive of a card. It's not reserve list. They'll keep reprinting it into the dirt because it's played in EDH. Play Lotus Petal in basically every budget deck. You need whatever edge you can get. Lotus Petal is one of the few cards that like actually makes a deck like this kind of like a proper Legacy deck, and the other one would be Plow and Wasteland. Because this is basically a modern deck, but it has Lotus Petal and Wasteland. So they're going to be able to make stuff, but I'm not going to give them another one. Emery. Yeah, they've got like 3 cards a turn, I think, because they bobble me, and then Yeah, they've got an insane engine going on over there. I have Belladonna Took, though. If they don't have a force, that will proc... Not proc, I'm sorry. That's an improper use of the word proc. That will trigger the Guide of Souls. And then... or that will trigger the Ocelot Pride. So they don't have a clear path to victory, but I'm pretty sure they've got, like... They don't care about my life total. They're going to burn me out with the combo. Okay, that's actually really good because that gives me the ability to waste them and Belladonna. Do they have days in the deck? I don't think so, but I think it'd be really dumb to find out that way. So let's do this. We don't have a good offensive yet. They actually don't have the mana to Urza's Saga. What is in their yard? Do they have like some insane... Choose Bobble. They just have like engine cards. Okay, so, I mean, this is going to be annoying. By the way, I'm playing 3 Karakas, which should be good against this deck. I'm going to take them off that so they don't get to search, because they could find something even scarier to loop. I do have Aerial Beats. Back for another one of those block rocking beats, y'all. Let's do this. Let's gain some life while we're at it. Why not? Okay, so if they don't find the Welder combo, and even if they find it, we do get a turn where we get like Solitude or something. Belladonna hits. Guide triggers. We don't draw a card, but we gain a bunch of life. Next turn, if we get the City's Blessing, which I don't think we can get unless we draw like maybe another Ocelot Pride. We've been lucky enough to dodge them drawing Force. That's a meaningful interaction spell that they could have. If I were them, I'd probably just draw as many cards as I can, trying to find the combo desperately. Because I think this is going to get out of hand pretty quickly for them. Also note that like if we can trigger her, we've got a lot of damage inbound. And yet another deck that just doesn't really have any interaction, just trying to ship passing in the night combo you. So I'll be completely candid. I'm not happy with our matchups today. I really wish we'd had more, like, I want to play against the blue-black tempo, like Bilbo type decks and stuff. I want to play against that stuff. So I might take this, leave a comment if you want me to take this deck out for another spin. Goblin Engineer. This goes and gets the thing and lets them loop through it, but they don't have the infinite loop yet, as far as I know. They could have also drawn, something. Do they have something that saves them? They have apparently breakdown artifacts to the extent that they're keeping artifacts around. Oh, Ensnaring Bridge? What are they getting? What was the card they got? Oh, Legion Extruder. Okay, they're going to get that, and they're going to blow up one of our creatures. But it's worth noting that this can't kill... So they have to sacrifice. They have to pay 2 mana. It deals 2 damage, so it'll kill our guide. Or it might kill Belladonna. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see which one they think is more threatening. They kill Belladonna, which is probably the right call, because we could have gone totally crazy. They can play this every turn. They are going to completely refill their hand whenever they decide to crack those baubles, including a draw right now. So we need a creature. Okay, well, that's good. But unfortunately, we are just attacking for 3 in the air here, and they can just kill this again. So we're not really making that much progress. We did get a little bit closer to City's Blessing. I think we probably die in the next turn cycle. We're not killing them fast enough. The life gain is nice. So we get 2 life because we trigger Belladonna here. They're going to bobble us now. They get 2 cards next turn. But the fact that Belladonna was ripped off the top means that they're going to have to do like a cycle. They still don't have anything. Like I think they've been breaking pretty hard. They might find a combo. So they get 3 cards here, and then they can also get a card when they target us. It's a pity they're not playing Tommy over there. Like, she would be totally flipped. I say it's a pity, but I'm actually very glad that they're not playing Tommy. They're trying to dig for the combo so they can win. This is form art looks. That is not the combo. Oh, wait, it is. Sewer Valence Cam. Do they have the dude? Plateau. Petal. They haven't found the Welder yet, to my knowledge. They may be in hand. But they can bring back Surveillance Cam and start tapping down our stuff. They can activate this. So I think what they're going to do, they're going to untap that, and now they're going to bring back the Legion Extruder. But they do have to spend a mana each time through. So it's not an infinite combo. They can just start hitting our board. They're going to be able to do it again, I think. Because they have 2 more mana. So they just swap this out one more time. Surveillance. Untap. They have Emery. They can actually play a Petal, and they can do it another time. Why am I not F6 here? They would have to double hit our Ocelot Pride. Double tap him. twice in the head just to make sure. I don't agree with that because I could have Lotus Petaled and done this twice. And killed our Ocelot Predator, I believe. Come on, let's draw the freaking... Oh no, they're going to do it again. Okay, so they get a trigger here. There's Belladonna. There goes my dream of drawing the spirit. Oh, that's okay. I'll attack for 6 here, but like I'm not hopeful here. 6 in the air. Then we gain 1 and we gain 1 energy. Yeah, I'm not going to fire these guys because I'm maybe foolishly holding out hope that there is one more turn and we can like somehow get the city's blessing or something. Yes. It's a pity I can't, target him. I actually probably should have doubled up on this. I think I just made a punt because now they would have had to hit this a lot of, like, 3 times. I don't know. It probably doesn't matter. I'll have 6 here. All right. And I'm pretty sure they can kill me here, but I'm going to make them do it. I'm just going to walk away. I'll have 6 and walk away and go get a cup of coffee. And I'm going to make them do it. Like, they're playing a click-intensive deck. They're going to have to ping me to death from 38. All right. We're actually getting another turn. Interesting. Are they dead? They may be able to do something here. I'm not going to show them what's in my hand. I'm just going to attack. They can create a blocker here. Okay, they're just doing stuff during my turn. That's fine. Drawing a lot of cards. This is fine. I can't totally F6. They can just tap my other attacker here. I can still attack for 3. I'm going to attack with all. I don't care. They can technically make one of these dudes if they want to sacrifice that. It costs 2 mana. They're not going to give up their Loki. They're going to take 2. I will just play this out just in case I draw something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I could draw. I'm just going to have 6 and let them spin their wheels some more. Yet another turn. All right, we are doing a damage to them. I'm just doing mostly damage to their clock. They've chosen to attack me. I think they've probably identified that it may be more clock efficient to just attack me a whole lot than it is and pass the turn than it is to try to do this loop repeatedly because I'm at 34 life. If I draw another planes, I've got Solitude, which will be yet another... I'll clear the Engineer. I'm assuming they don't have a Force in their 10-card hand over there, but I don't think they do, actually. I don't think... Their deck is just a combo deck, so it doesn't actually even have that much protection in it. It's just trying to do its thing, which is like one of the reasons you haven't seen me play it. I'm just not interested in ships passing in the night type combo. It seems like a weak combo deck, but like in theory, it's weak, but in practice, I don't know. Like... There are so many different types of decks you could be playing that do this. I have to assume that they've drawn a bunch of Welders and they just haven't invested in it because it seems like it's too far away. There's no way they're playing without Welder, right? You wouldn't play this without Welder, right? Because the problem is their Arena of the Glory is in the graveyard. It's also possible that, like, if they have to pass a whole lot of times, they may actually deck themselves before they can kill me. Pinnacle Emissary. They can make a bunch of dudes and that can kill me. Every time they use a Bauble, though, they are drawing a card. Okay, yeah, I think they'll be able to kill me this way. It'll take a while. It's whenever you cast an artifact, right? Yeah. So they can't just keep looping forever. Okay. Well, that does give me... What do we blow up? I think I just Solitude this thing and they don't have it next turn. Is that the play? That might inconvenience them enough. I don't think Witch Enchanter blowing up some artifact matters here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. And then I can just F6. I don't think there's a way they can interact with this. I could be wrong. But now they have to take a turn to invest in that. They could make a giant army and just F6 a whole lot. But this does shut off the combo line at least. And they're already down to 11 minutes. And they have to win another game after this. This is just game 1. You better believe I'm bringing in my Disruptor Flutes. Okay, they have the Welder, so they have the combo now. But it will take a lot of clicks. All right, and we're seeing how fast they can do it. It is pretty fast. So it's like maybe like 5 or 10 seconds per cycle. So they will be able to kill me eventually. Whether this is faster than just passing the turn and attacking me a bunch, I'm not sure. I think it'd be faster to just pass the turn and attack a bunch. I think this is one of those combos that probably is a little harder to execute. Like they added some new rules that I think make it a little bit faster to execute these kinds of things. They've got me halfway there. They actually don't need to do it all the way because then they're going to just attack for lethal at the end. So my bet is that they're at like maybe 8 minutes flat when they win. So the incidental life gain in this deck has played a big part. All right, they got it at 8:27. So Disruptor Flute get in the deck. Leyline get in the deck. Leyline does stop the combo, and I don't actually know if they have a good answer to it. I think Plow comes in too. We could bring in Deafening Silence. That doesn't actually stop the combo. I don't want to go completely overboard, but let's talk about what is not going to cut it. Like, frankly... Oh, Beckon Apparition is sick here. We can maybe use that to snipe something. Spectral Precision. Cute. Not good enough. I think Belladonna is not good enough. I hate to say it. I want to actually win. Maybe Staff of the Storyteller is not good enough. Like, what we need to do is we need to guide us. We need to lock them down somehow. Remove their threats, have them sitting there dirtling, doing nothing. And then we need to beat them down. And I think gaining life is a very legit win con, considering how low their clock is. Because they're going to need to make decisions in addition to comboing us out. They could just have a very aggro start, like with the Warp Chick robot thing, whatever it is. But I'm going to assume that the game's going to go quick and we don't have a lot of time to capitalize on staff. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to take out like a lot of the token type cards. And I'm just going to focus on being like a lean, kind of like close to the ground aggro deck that gains life. Yeah, Beckon Apparition is just randomly good. I'm going to not aggressively mold to Leyline, but I'll almost certainly keep a Leyline hand that has anything going on. Deafening Silence is tempting. I don't know that they may have Portable Hole or something like that. They may have Prismatic Ending. What if we brought this in? It doesn't actually stop the combo. I don't think we bring it in. Like, this is really just for Storm. I think this is overboard. I would bring it in versus Doomsday because they're a Dark Ritual deck. Okay, I think this is good enough. So this is... Grux is very good against their deck. We have... Yeah, this is good enough. So the play is going to be Guide. And then we're going to Disrupt or Flute when they cast the spell. We don't have to worry about stack interaction. I don't think they're going to have Force. Seat. Pinnacle. Okay, this is what I was worried about. So I think it may actually be correct if they're going to try to do a Pinnacle thing to go ahead and just kill this. That way I don't have to worry. I know I'm like pitching a lot of cards, but this is a way they can win. Now they're only going to get one dude. And we also remove this as something they can do later. And a lot of their key cards are legends. That was costly, but we do have... So now we just need to worry about Urza Saga, I think. We still have to worry about the combo, but look, they would have gotten so many creatures. Look at that. They would have gone completely disgusting bonkers on us. We would be dead even with all our life gain. Okay. So the card that they saw, by the way, they did look at our hand, was Disruptor Flute, so they know about that. That's an unfortunate rip. Let's go across. You know what? I'm going to Disruptor Flute, and if they don't move, I'm just going to name Mishra's Bauble so they can't use it. Just 2 for 1 them. I know it's kind of lame, but I've got a second one. They don't know it. They do it. Okay, that was smart. So now I'm going to name Welder. Main win con. That is the main win con. Sorry if that got cut off. I had to like set my thing down while I drew. So we have answer to the legendary creatures, Emery and Loki. They'll still be able to generate value, but they won't be able to like straight up dominate. And I'm going to basically yielding through these turns, so that way they don't get a chance to do anything. Now I'll just needle the Engineer, so they won't be able to use that either. They do attack for 1. They have Dragon Engine, but I'm not going to let them return that. That would be dangerous. Plains. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the Disruptor Flute main phase, so they can't use this. And then, do I hold up the Wasteland? I think I hold up Wasteland instead of holding up Karakas. The reason is if they play an Urza Saga, I can just waste immediately. Alright, I've needled both of their goblins. There's no point in attacking. We don't have any sort of pressure at all here, but we have time pressure. They can't bring the Warp Chick back because she's in exile, not warped. Thanks to timely play on my part. Just pass here. Again, I'm holding this for Urza Saga. That's how we lose from here. That's one of the many ways we lose, but it is a good way for us to lose. They could have, and I'll keep all my mana up, so even if they like sink into super, okay, now we may be in trouble. Yeah, I think we might be in trouble here. So they Dragon Engine, they refill their hand. Oh, they're going to kill both of those. Wow, that's pretty good. All right, and keep in mind, I am at 20. It probably takes like 2 or 3 minutes for them to combo me from this life total. They bring back Dragon Engine. They refill their hand. There's the Urza Saga. I'm going to waste immediately. Okay. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Surveillance cam. So they have the combo. They can start going off. I'm just going to... I'm done for my turn. Yield through this turn. I'm just going to... Like... I'm not going to give them any extra time to think. That's a strategy when you're trying to like time people out. It's just don't give them any of your clock to think. Make them make all their decisions on their turn. Because when they're passing priority, they can kind of be sequencing. But now they have to be click, click, click. But I think they've got this. They do have the surveillance camp. They do have the combo. They just need to draw to the actual kill spell. They have Loki as well. Let me turn off the yield through this turn. No, come on, turn off. Oh no, I could have bounced Loki there. I'm gonna play this out. I'm just going to. I think I do go ahead and bounce him now, so I can just F6 through the turn completely. All right, and I'm just going to yield through the turn and yield through the turn. And if they find a thing, they win. They have to attack a few times. They've got 5 minutes. They almost certainly have this, but I'm not going to give it to them. Because frankly, they're playing a deck that's annoying to play against. And I didn't make my... maybe I'm being a hypocrite because I didn't make my show and tell opponent do this. So I take a ton of damage. I could just draw like a cat and be back in this. They don't have recurring creature removal yet. Okay, now they have it. I'm going to concede. Okay, so let's talk about the league. Because they just go get the... they get the thing that kills this, and then they can just easily attack through. So we didn't actually win that many games. We did win a match, but like we actually only won one of those other games against Andrew Waugh. But we did get to do some cool epic stuff. There's that. So I think that the Mono White Prison deck that I played is probably way better than this. I think Belladonna Took is probably going to be a great EDH and Modern card, but she's not Legacy playable. And I think this combo is sweet, and I'm glad that the channel will forever remember the time that we cast Spectral Procession and immediately gained a life, drew a card, and put +1/+1 counters on every single one of our creatures thanks to Belladonna Took. But I think I'm probably going to retire her from the channel. I just don't think that this archetype is good enough. We did cast... so we got to use Beckon Apparition. That was cool when we took out the... But you have to consider the first round, my opponent mulled to 5 twice with their fair deck. So I just wouldn't appraise this deck too highly, but it's cool to explore. Just like the Hammer Time video. If you haven't seen that, Hammer Time is not back, frankly. It's not even close to back. But it's cool that, like, this is something you can do. You could probably take this to an FNM where it's less, pool sharky and get some less spiky, I guess is the term, and get some wins. You'll definitely get people by surprise. People will be reading the card maybe more than once. There's a lot of text on this thing. But this is not a legacy viable strategy, in my humble opinion. But it is something cool you can do for $600. You may already have a lot of these cards from Modern, and you put the Wastelands in. Again, I strongly recommend get four Lotus Petal if you're going to be playing budget Magic. This is one of the most powerful cards that you can put in your deck that costs less than $40. You might even be able to get one like $30. And I think they gave away like foil ones at like an FNM once, so I've got like one of those. And then, the plows in the side felt fine. It would have sucked against all those combo decks to be drawing plows when I needed to draw action. Did I make mistakes in a lot of my play? I don't think I played perfectly. I think if I got some reps with this, maybe I could, but I don't think that this is ever going to be better than like a 3-2 being a huge, winner chicken dinner like vibe. Like, wow, I 3-2, that's incredible, and I think you want to see me do more powerful stuff. I'm going to keep these no reserve list brews coming. If you got any other cool cards from the new sets, I say sets because they're like releasing one every month now, basically. Let me know, and I'll definitely try to build around them. But I hope you can tell your friends that there are lots of viable options for them to play Legacy if they can hold their nose at the big mana strategies, which were unfortunately on display here. And if you're one of those big mana players and you take offense to that, sorry, it's just on my playstyle. I understand that it is like mana ramp has always been a thing. I just take issue with the non-interactability of cards like the One Ring, the fact that it can't be destroyed, the fact that Nurturing Peatland or whatever, no, not Nurturing Peatland, what is it, Petrified Hamlet, that shuts off Wasteland. I think that's BS. I think Wasteland should always work. I think Force should always work. That's just, yes, you have a Veil. Okay, you stop my Force. That's fair. But like you play your uncounterable creature, and then I can't. I'm not even playing a blue deck. What am I doing? I'm just old man yelling at the cloud. But keep jamming the Legacy and look for a lot more leagues. I'm done with like a lot of my travel. I'm going to go back to the States in a couple days, and I should be able to keep the 3 videos a week coming. Leave a comment if you want me to launch a Pauper channel. I'm strongly considering doing it. I love Pauper. I'm going to go to the Pauper Geddon thing in Italy if you're Italian or if you're in Europe and you're going to be traveling there, like hit me up. I'll be chilling in Lucca and I'll be doing Pauper, and I will also be doing Legacy over there. I'm not doing Legacy Eternal Weekend in the US because it's Halloween, and frankly, like, you would have to pay me like thousands and thousands of dollars to drag me away from my kids on Halloween. Like, it's just such an important day for them. I'm not gonna lie and say like my Halloween has no price. I will take a few $1,000s and donate it to charity if somebody wants to give me thousands of dollars to get me to go out to Eternal Weekend. But yeah, don't do that because I want to spend time with my kids. All right, until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.